Alrighty. Well, if Joey drops in, I think we'll be okay. How's everybody doing? Ready in roll 20? Or still getting there?
I'm in.
I'm in as well.
Alrighty. Good.
Here.
Well, last time we did all of our character creation, had our session 0, and broke a little bit into the session 1 content. Basically, last time we were, as a bit of a recap, we were contacted by our one friend, which I don't think there's a art for her, unfortunately. Helene Trollbane. She basically approached you all, seeing that you all were above the average kind of commoner. You had weapons, spell books, and during her time as a veteran adventurer, she recognizes potential when she sees it. But she's a bit wary. The last group of adventurers she hired to investigate these series of murders, they all died. This investigation ended up being a bit more than she initially thought. And she's not too willing to send another group of adventurers out to their deaths just for an investigation she has no information on. So, she wanted you all to kind of to prove yourselves a little bit, to help out the town with their local troubles, and by helping out the town, you can also even ask, oh, there we go. By helping out the town, you can earn a favor through the town, and see what happened to these adventurers that actually went missing in this town. I said town like 5 times in that sentence. Hell yeah. But she pointed you all out the door to the group of people gathering outside. Most of the people in the tavern you were in also kind of flocked outside to watch this execution, as it were. This Red Wizard of Thay being put at the stake. And that is where we're actually going to start it. At the start of the toil and trouble. I think.
Roll 20's freaking out, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm back.
It's slowly coming back. Also, I found some really fun character art handout. Let me see here. Handouts. Art handouts. Since we were talking about the player wanting to do two, was it 2 kobolds in an outfit?
Oh, yeah.
There's actually apparently something like that somewhere in one of these towns. Agar built it in the.
That is wonderful.
Where people are so bundled up, you cannot tell one person from another. That kobolds wearing the same cold weather gear actually can get away with this.
That's hilarious.
I'm not sure which town this is in, but it'll be interesting when we get there. Speaking of which, I should reveal some of this stuff. Alrighty. So, with everybody heading out the door, this is where we'll start it, coming out into the freezing cold. You all probably put on your cold weather gear, as it is very cold outside, and staying outside for too long in the cold is detrimental to your health. Is anything else you all like to do before you leave the tavern? Which I believe is called the Wet Trout.
I will make sure I've got all my pouches still stashed underneath my chainmail and stuff in various places. And I will make sure to tip the waitress generously before I head out.
The waitress is coming out with you.
Yeah, I
The
believe it
other-
was Honey.
The bartender, then. If she's
Oh.
coming with us, then she's part of our group.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I should probably tell the bartender that I'm not coming back for a bit. So I will explain that I need to take a small leave of absence.
You haven't worked. How long have you worked here? Have you actually worked at this place for long, or have you just been kind of drifting from place to place? Oh, people still popping in and out. Oh well. So you go to gather your things, make sure you get everything, and tip the bartender. And as you do so, the waitress follows you and decides to take a sudden leave of absence. He sort of sees you a little bit disgruntled that he's losing a worker, but getting a bit of coin just for it, his troubles, doesn't particularly mind too much. Let's see. Go ahead.
I exchange a look with Honey as she passes, and she's gonna join the party or whatever. It's kind of obvious that she's curious and coming along with us. And I turn to the bartender and whisper behind my hand, "Don't worry, we shall bring her back, mostly in one piece."
The white dragonborn on the other side of the bar just kind of nods. I see it. Oh wait, it's a girl. It's a girl. See it you do. I need her back. Many of the people have grown fond of her.
Well, maybe if they were a bit more fond of me, they would tip a bit better.
I'm sure they'd give you a tip, all right. Beyond.
I will be back.
Wonder what that meant.
Katerina raises some eye scales over one eye.
Rune just wants to get out of here at this point. It's like, oh my god, what is going on?
Alrighty. So we will continue on. As you step outside, I will stand out here. Alrighty. So as you step outside, a crowd is gathered in front of the town hall to watch the public execution of Dazan, a human wizard, who, despite his efforts to disguise himself, was recognized and arrested for his crimes he has conflicted upon the Dale folk. He has been bound to a stake and gagged. Members of the militia use torches to light the straw tucked around his feet. Fanned by the wind, the fire catches quickly. Dazan does not struggle or scream as he is quickly engulfed in flames. Bundled up spectators move closer to the human bonfire, eager to feel its warmth.
He doesn't scream?
He's engulfed so quickly, he doesn't have a chance to.
A well-lit fire.
Warning Lord shall oversee his stained spirit indeed.
As everybody starts to gather, a woman bedecked in a tailored coat and a fur hat approaches you all. As people start to huddle around the burning wizard. She looks very... It's a half-elf, heavily armored person. She approaches you very formally. She starts to do a small salute before she realizes she's not talking to her guards. She just looks through you all and looks. Her eye stops at Rune for a bit before moving on. She says, "My name is Imdra Arlageth, Captain Imdra Arlageth. I am the captain of the militia here. I see that you all are more well armed and well off than the average folk. I was hoping you might be able to help me with an assistance to an investigation of mine."
What do you need?
Four fishers went missing on Lake Dineshire 10 days ago. Coastline is hard to sail along because of the ice floes, but savvy anglers prefer it there, as there are fewer competing fishers from the other lake towns there. We need someone to scout the coastline and search for them.
Is there something you're not telling us?
You're gonna burn them too?
People go missing all the time, especially fishermen. These are treacherous waters. What's your curiosity piqued by?
Just kind of looks over you all, and she keeps looking to you, Rune. This is a person you talked to about last time, but she simply says, "I do not have the manpower to search for them."
That bad these days, right?
I suppose we shall see.
Might have been less of a hassle looking for him. We spent less time burning people all the time.
This person here, he coldly murdered some adventurers who he had aided people of Icewind Dale in the past. His public execution isn't an act of vengeance, but it's meant to deter others from engaging in similar behavior. But
Do you believe there is any connection between the Red Wizards and the missing fishermen?
I doubt it. We captured him a while back.
And now there is no chance of us questioning him. Well, perhaps we should investigate the scene.
As I said, they went missing on the lake 10 days ago. If you need, you can borrow one of the boats from the angler's docks. They won't say too much.
Is the water sailable or is it frozen?
It is mostly frozen. You have to drag it across the ice until you can reach a place where you can sit it down at.
Does anyone know exactly where they went missing? Are there any landmarks? Is it near the jetty or one of the longer piers or something?
Well, we haven't had much time to investigate it much ourselves. The only thing we know is that they sailed off for a fishing trip and have yet to return.
What I know about this place, being a local, like where this popular fishing spot is that you're talking about, would I be kind of like familiar with that area at all?
You would be a bit. It is mostly frozen over, but the locked in a chair. Let me open a map actually. Wherever the world map is at.
What's got everyone so busy, Andrew, that you can't spare a guard or two to send them out into the ice, prodding around to look for some old men that got a little too deep in their cups while they're ice fishing or something?
Well, it is essentially that. Is that they have been known to drink, though most fishermen do, to keep themselves warm while they float around on the frozen lake.
I have heard of this ice fishing before. You dig hole in ice and put line in and pull fish out, no? Why not just melt ice?
Alright, ignore her, Andra, regardless. Just why is there no one around to go on nice looking for this? There's always someone around. What's got you so busy? Gotta be more
Well,
than just busy
If,
day. There's not
if-
that many people to burn, is there?
if she's willing to pay us, I say we don't interfere with her plans.
Fair
That's
enough.
the spirit. How what is it that you're going to be providing us other than this fine insight on these missing individuals?
Well, I am not permitted to really give you a reward, as if there was an issue regarding this, my own men would take care of it. But I do not have the manpower for the moment. If you are looking for a reward, I did confiscate some items from Dazan that might interest you. One is an odd-looking bag. It is a magical item of sort. He pulled something from it, and some weird things happened. The other is his spellbook. It was mostly tarnished and destroyed when we captured him, but there are a few readable pages on it.
Tell me, what do you know of the families of these fishermen? Where do they live?
Well, they live out and about in town. They, let's see. They are just...
Have
As
the
far as
family been made aware of their deaths?
Well, they're not dead. At least I hope not. They simply have been missing. This is
How
why...
long have they been missing?
10 days ago.
10 days.
Yes.
In this cold.
Most would survive little more than an evening in this chilly weather.
Well, they've also been known to visit Sia Denval and Sia Knig. But we cannot be for certain. So I just need you to scout out the coastline for me. See if you can see their ship, their little rowboat, dubbed Bunch o' Knuckleheads.
Alright, well, just get out of your hair enough and go do it.
Yeah, this should be no problem.
Before we go, I do ask something. Seeing that all of this is going to be pretty iced over, it's going to be quite slippy. Perhaps you can provide us with some crampons for our shoes, that is.
I can probably give you a few, though. For a part of your size, I suppose suggest looking at some of the shops for some. They do sell them as a common item here.
Most kind of you. I appreciate it. I'll go ahead and look into it as well. Are you able to spare a few for us?
She will kind of motion over to some of the guards and have them take some of their packs. She will be able to spare you 3 of them. You'll have to buy the rest.
Alrighty.
Unaccustomed to such human contraptions. I shall rely on my feet.
The ice is very slippery, as your friend has pointed out.
I
goes-
shall take crampons.
Yes.
And
They
if
are not much gold, and they don't not weigh that much. You plan to spend time outside of the towns, might be worth the investment. Maybe some snowshoes. You plan to travel out into the wilderness.
Right then, let's get it sorted. Where around town can we find some?
She will point you to a local shop. There are quite a few in this town, though. It is one of the bigger towns. There are plenty of shops, and people are generally little friendly to you. Not as friendly they could be. This is a town of pickpockets, after all. but they will not be hard to find some, and she will actually point you to a few shops that have some adventuring supplies.
Excellent.
Right then, let's get sorted out with it. And I think Ekaterina took one pair of the. Easton took one pair of the feet clamps, right?
No,
Yeah.
that was me, Ekaterina.
Oh, it was Ekaterina. Sorry, I thought you said you were going with your dragon feet. Not bad.
That was Eason. Ison said he was going with his feet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or
Mavis is
she
gonna
said
take
she
one.
was going with her feet.
So I'm gonna stick us around doing shopping and things. This is one of the towns where there is actually a bounty of services. One of the bigger towns, you can definitely find what you need if it's just basic equipment. Crampons themselves are 2 gold. They won't hassle you too much about price. So just a basic 2 gold. You can spend some and equip yourself some crampons. And they are a metal plate with spikes that are strapped to the sole of the boot. While wearing these, you cannot fall prone while moving across slippery ice. Which most ice is slippery, so just by having these, you won't have to worry about that.
Excellent. And you mentioned snowshoes. Can we find those as well?
Yes, you can. I'll actually. Same thing. They are 2 gold as well. They do actually weigh a bit more though, because they are big and kind of hard to walk around in normally. You've got the spare gold. You can go ahead and buy them.
Would anyone be insulted if I were to take the last remaining crampons?
Go for it. I'll get myself sorted out. No worries there.
Thank you.
Is there a temple in here somewhere?
For services, there will be a basic temple. Nothing really nothing really major. Seems to be only run by a priest or two. They not a lot of people have much use for faith right now. The only god that has shown themselves and answered their prayers at the moment is Ariel herself. As she is the one causing all of this.
We have the services of a priest with us today.
The temple itself seems to be a bit unkempt. When you walk in, you find it empty, actually. But you do remember seeing a priest at the bonfire.
All right, I'll just look around the temple to see if there's any unusual reason that it's empty, or if it's just nobody's there today. Because, like you said, they were at the burning.
It's a little unkempt. It is kept in working order, though there is a small layer of dust over things. Doesn't seem like it's been used in a while.
Can I, while after I finish up my shopping, everyone's around, can I go track down Endra and inquire more about the sacrifices?
Oh yes, since the start of this winter thing, since the start of all the 10 towns doing their sacrifices, Easthaven has decided to sacrifice people, which did not go over too well with her, on a personal note. Are you using your one thing for her?
Yeah, I still went through with that.
Alright. I did write out a little bit, kind of a paragraph
right.
there. Okay. She will still be at the bonfire, having her men clean up the remains and commanding others to do patrols around town. A quick question: how long ago did you quit?
I'd say he's been gone for some time now, within the span of a year
Alrighty, sounds good.
or two. Yeah.
I also did want to see if there has been talk aside from Glenn telling us about these deaths. Has there been other people talking about them as well, or was this the first time we've ever heard of it?
So you're all going back to Imdra to ask her some more questions?
I'm not sure if anyone else is coming with. I just know they were at. Are you asking around? Or are you asking Endra specifically? Whoever's asking about the deaths.
No, I'm just. Mavis is just gonna go ahead and kind of eavesdrop, I guess. If he sees any group of people and seeing if he hears or overhears anything in regards to those specific deaths that were occurring.
Alrighty, why don't you roll me an investigation?
Oof, that's a bad one for me.
Alrighty. So, you specifically, these four fishermen are a bit of a rowdy bunch, drunk on most days, but they do pull in a decent haul, whenever they do go fishing. It seems they go out more for fun than anything else. Their boat name, A Bunch of Knuckleheads, is kind of an adequate name. But, Rune, as she's sitting there, you approach her and just, what do you ask her?
Talking to me? Sorry.
Yeah, Rune,
All right. I got caught up in the listening to the knuckleheads. Sort of translated to rune speak. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask her if if there's been if she's been pressured to do more sacrifices lately.
she seems, she just kind of stares at you for a minute, goes a little narrow-eyed, and is a sore subject for her. No. No more than usual. We are keeping to our quota.
Usual still a bit high than 0 burning people alives.
Is it known who the mayor of this town is, or who would be in charge of that sort of thing?
Are you familiar with the town at all, or the area?
Probably with the area, I would come in and meet adventuring parties, but not involved politically or anything like that. Just if it's known who the mayor is.
Well, it is. If you've been in the town for a bit or in one of the surrounding towns,
Yes.
yes, the mayor is Speaker Deneth Whalen, a human. He's known for being a humble man and being straight to the point, a respectable man, which I'll go ahead and reveal that to you since you looked it up.
Perfect, thank you.
Anyway, what was your last question for Imdra? Where we're at.
Last thing I'd said was a remark about that being. She said there hadn't been any more increases, just the usual, and I said the usual is still pretty high than compared to not burning anyone alive.
Yes, people have been getting more desperate. More sacrifices means the happier Auril is. And the happier Auril is, maybe she might end the winter sooner. At least that is the thought of it.
Oh,
People
yeah.
are... Auril is...
Be happy. Really putting all your eggs in one basket with that one, aren't you?
It's not my choice. The
Oh
people
yeah,
seem
it
to
is. We
believe
already
so.
had this talk.
I would like to investigate a little bit more into the where these fishermen live. Try and find out where they're from in the town. So I suppose I would ask if anyone knows who they are, that they've vanished, and see if I can find out where they live.
Alrighty. We'll do that here in just a moment. Go ahead and give me an investigation. Let's just see how fair you how well you do. All right. Let's see. Alrighty. But going on with Imdrish, just my duty is to the town, and I am captain of the guard. I will do what my speaker tells of me. I'm not one to step out of line.
Yeah. Went over that. Okay. All right. We'll look into the guys along the coast for you. Just, you sure you can't tell me any more about why there's not enough to send one guard out into the ice looking for a bunch of drunk fishermen gone missing?
Well, it's not immediate threat to the town, and they do disappear from time to time. But this is a little bit longer than normal, which is
Right.
why I'm worried.
I fully understand that, but why is there no extra guards to send out?
There's been trouble in other towns. The speaker has had me double up the shifts at all the entrances, patrols at the night.
Don't spread yourself too thin, all right? But we'll get it taken care of for you, and stop burning people. Better when you don't.
Having completed her purchases, Katerina walks up on the tail end of this conversation.
Ah, my newfound dragon companion. I suppose we have some fishermen to go look for. You care to go requisition a boat with me?
A boat? In
Yes.
the water?
Ah, yes. I need to get out of the town, and let's just go wait at the docks for us to show up, I suppose.
One moment. And I turn to Indra and I say, Ma'am, Commander, do you know which dock these fishermen usually dock at or berth at? Which dock did they leave from?
Yeah, we're gonna try and get to the investigation site then.
Yeah, she will just point you to one of the docks near the wet trout. Seems they don't stray too far from the tavern that serves ale.
Thank you.
She'll just say one last thing before you both leave. Good luck. I hate for anything to happen to people who are worth their weight, especially you, Rune. I'll see you when you return. Hopefully with good news.
Indeed. Just stop burning people for Ariel and all that, please. It's really not cool. Anyways, Ekaterina, was it? I believe we have some more important business to tend to than talking to people burners, so let us be off.
Well, still, I think your persistence was worth it. He let slip the location of the guards. She did.
Yeah. Jay, from your investigation, you figured out where one of them spends most of their nights. They actually stay at the White Lady Inn, as an inn where, as it may sound, as place where people go to sleep.
Should we check there before we head out onto the ice, just in case we find something?
We should check their rooms. Maybe we will find a clue.
I'm not expecting anything, but it's possible.
Y'all are very thorough. Can I just say?
Well, I've had to do investigations before.
I like to get to the point.
If you think the point is in the water, then we can go there first.
No, I don't want to drag you along. But I don't think we are the most. Well, we're bringing a bartender with us, so I think caution is a totally advisable situation, path in this situation. So I'm not going to hurry us along to our own demise by any means. But I will get a boat taken care of while you lot are taking a look about, if that's all right.
Excellent.
This is a good idea. We meet you back here.
Meet me, yes, at the dock.
All right, so we'll head over to the place where they were located, and see if we can have a look about.
Alrighty. As you start to split up, honey, what are you doing at the moment?
I am going to stay by the dock. I'm gonna try to haggle with the fisherman to give me some sort of bait and tackle to ice fish with, but I won't
Oh.
accept anything over a gold piece. So don't know how successful that would be.
I will come along with you.
Believe it or not, I actually have to go to a whole entire folder for that nonsense.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I've got it all here. Just let's see which. Maybe? No. Up there. Anyway, as y'all start to split up, we will, for the group at the dock, it's not hard to find a few just rowboats laying about. A few guards kind of notice you come in, and there's a few laying around for you. A rowboat is actually seats 4 people comfortably, so I might have to borrow 2. Let's see here. As far as fishing and Icewind Dale. Why is that not like the first thing? Oh, the entire. Alright. In an odd place, I see. So, seems most of the cost would be getting the rowboat, but you're getting borrowed one. It usually takes about an hour of just fishing in order to find it. But depending on how long you're at the lake, it depends on how many head trout you can find. It would cost 4 gold for a fishing tackle, and the supplies needed to actually fish. So if you can spare 4 gold, you'll have a fishing rod, a tackle box, and plenty of bait.
I would like to attempt to haggle that price down to 35 silver pieces.
They
You and I both know you can do a bit better than 4 whole gold pieces. I mean, we haven't had anybody buying fish here in quite a while.
Oh, nonsense. Easthaven, one of the few places still doing their fishing.
Oh, so, you mean I could probably find somebody else selling tackle just as easily?
This is pretty standard price. You won't find much variance in this. That's I'm already letting you borrow the rowboat. 2 of them, in fact.
Fine, 4 gold pieces. I will take the bitter defeat. Pay the
Go
4
ahead
for the
and
tackle.
go ahead and roll me a persuasion, and we'll see how convincing you were. Alrighty.
I actually think that I'm just not going to buy fish. It's just cheaper to buy the fish as is.
Teach a man to fish, you teach him how to feed for life, how you know all that goes. Fine. I can lower it down to 2 gold, but I'm basically giving it away at this point.
Thank you. Your generosity will not be forgotten.
Alrighty, so now while you're out into the waters, you can start to fish.
This guy was like, "Nah, man, can't go 5 silver down." And then you haggled for a bit, and she's like, "Fine, 2 gold off. Deal or no deal. That's all I can do."
Was a high persuasion, he did. And
I need to get better at real world persuasion so that my my attempts to actually haggle can role play better, because man, I suck
This-
at actually haggling.
Yeah, this is actually a good point to bring up, since it happened. So when especially if we're doing contested checks with each other and with other NPCs, so we would roll contested checks here, which I did, and I almost called you Riley. Honey beat this man by more than 5, which means he got a very good result. And I usually base the rolls based off of differences, and the two competing rolls. It's not like 1 point higher means they immediately win. Say, for example, you're both trying to wrestle an item for each other, but you both roll. One rolls a 16 and one rolls a 18. Basically, you all didn't manage to wrestle it from each other. You're just still sitting there, both hands on the item, still trying to wrestle it. And we would just do a re-roll at that point. Maybe it gives another player a time to kind of try to intervene or something like that, but do contested checks based off of the amount of difference rather than 1 point higher, 1 point lower, rather than just one lucky roll, basically. That being said, you managed to find your rowboats, I believe Honey and Rune, during their time out in the frozen lake, negotiating a tackle box off a person.
It's gonna be like, no luck with that guy either. And he's gonna come up. Getting yourself a fishing rod, is it?
Well, the fish here is quite fat. I'm thinking that fillet may be on the menu tonight.
Well, any luck getting boats sorted out?
Oh, that's right. We were supposed to do a boat.
Well,
I
overheard a bit my way over here. You were talking to this fella here about boats and fishing rods, right?
I just got the fishing tackle. I thought the boats were coming with from your old captain.
Right. I'm gonna look to the guy who sold her the fishing rod. You know anyone around who isn't sending their boats out today? Just rowboats or whatever?
Yes, the gods already talked to me.
Alright.
You're welcome to borrow these 2 boats here.
Splendid. Just gotta go find some old drunks out in the ice. They'll be back in one piece in no time. Don't worry about it. But
Yeah, basically. He just kind of waves you off, a little disgruntled at losing his letting go some equipments for so cheap.
do send all your complaints to Endra.
You be sure of that.
I'm sure she'll be happy to field a logical and well-founded complaint. Just make sure you do it the right way. You know she is. Right
Yeah.
then, let's get these boats set up.
That being said, I think we shall cut to the other party. So we got Ekaterina. I need to change your name. I'm looking. What is it? Eisen?
Blut.
Yeah, Icewind.
Isn't, you said?
Yeah, Eisenblut.
Alrighty. Eisen and Mavis, you all head to the White Lady Inn. Inside, the crowd starts to break from the blazing mage.
White Lady Inn is over here, right? Yeah, there it is. Did we
Speaking of
happen to
which,
get the...
there we go. What'd you say?
Did we happen to get the names of any of these fishermen? Or just their boat?
Just their boat. You did get a good description of them. I guess you did get their names. We will... No names listed. Anybody want to name these people?
Carl.
All of them should be named Carl.
But with numbers.
Or maybe Hank.
Turn of
Once
Hank.
you see Kevin.
Fisherman number 3.
There you go.
All right. So we'll keep a tight eye on our belongings as we get into the more crowded areas and
Oh yes,
in.
definitely. You all do know
around.
that... Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry. Yeah, you all do know that this place, pickpocketing, is legal. I assume you all have taken necessary precautions with your coin pouches?
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty.
Definitely.
I didn't mean to interrupt,
We'll
Bison?
just go in, try and see if there's anyone at charge, and speak to them about the borders.
Alrighty. When you enter the White Lady Inn, it is a rather busy inn, as it is, I think, the only inn in town. A few people start to make their way back here from the bonfire. And when you step in, you hear a bard playing, entertaining guests. He's drawn quite a crowd. He sings songs of legends, and actually you overhear him singing one about the White Lady herself, the person this inn was even named after. Something along the lines that she still roams the lakes looking for her lost husband as a ghost and a spirit, and various other variations of the same story, but in different forms of song. In here, and this is a halfling commoner who is just sitting here, regaling everybody with his stories. You see an elderly lady, a human who is not too humored by his stories, just off and maintaining the counter as people come in and ask for rooms and things.
All right, that's the one I'll question then. If she has a moment, I'll edge my way in. Say, excuse me, ma'am, is it possible that you have some boarders, some fishermen who have gone missing recently?
Yes. I'm the one who talked to the god about it. They still have their stuff in my room, and, well, they do tend to be gone for a good period of time, though they usually pay me in advance, and they didn't this time. I'm worried for the poor fools.
If it's all right, we are investigating for the guards. If you would accompany us, we would examine their rooms. I would be happy to compensate you on behalf of the guards, and I'll hold up a gold coin. Just a look. We simply wish to investigate.
Ah, fine, fine. She'll take it. My name is Bartaban. I am the proprietor of the White Lady Inn. Anything to get away from his ramblings for at least half an hour. He kind of walks out with a cane and starts to lead you up to the rooms. What does everyone else like to do at this time? Are you just following along with them?
I am. I'm following along, looking very official and tall and dragony.
Yeah, Mivis is also following along, but he's just kind of, just watching the walls, just looking around, not really paying too much attention.
I keep forgetting that there isn't 6 players. I keep looking for the 4th player in the Discord. You're like, who isn't here with them? That's alright. Anyway, as you all step up to the rooms, there doesn't seem to be much to it. They seem to rent the room for a long time. She looks about and just shakes her head. What a mess. I'm gonna make them pay double if they have to clean. If there's any damages to my room. She just kind of steps to the side. You're welcome to look through anything you'd like.
All right. I'm definitely going to try and do the best I can, looking at the floor first as I walk in to see if there's anything unusual on the floor. And then I think I'll go and sort of just sit down in the center of the room and just look around slowly for a moment and see if there's anything in the room that looks unusual to me.
All right.
Something that wouldn't belong to your typical fisherman.
All right. So you can do an investigation. If someone in your group has proficiency in investigation, they can help you out and give you advantage. Otherwise, you're all just stumbling in each other's ways, and we'll just do the first one rolled.
Let's see. Checking for anything that's hidden.
Oh, I can actually switch something up. Give me 1 second. What did we roll? Very poorly. Between you looking about, maybe the prattlings of an older woman kind of distracting you, or just the amount of people in this room. That's actually a room with 2 beds in it, so this is actually where 2 of the fishermen sleep.
Their clothes there?
Their clothes are there, all of their belongings are there, and nothing really seems out of place. It does seem like they did plan to return, and as most of their belongings are here.
All right. Well, if there's no secret doors in the room, then I guess I'm of no use here. We'll go and come back later if there's nothing else anyone else wants to see.
Well, I guess we should meet up with the rest of the crew and do some proper investigation of these folks.
I agree. All right, so we head out and meet up with the others, and I'll kind of shrug when we get there. Tell the others that we didn't find anything, other than their belongings were still there.
It did not look like they were planning on leaving for long.
Vern's gonna look up from where he was like getting the 2 boats ready and all tidied up and snow shoveled out of them and stuff. Just out for a day in the ice, then you guess. Trip gone wrong.
Yes, the rowboats you've been given do have a bit of snow with them. There are 4 oars in each of them. Each one sits 4 people.
All right then. So what are we bringing? 6 people out on the ice.
3 per boat.
Sounds like a plan. Let's have someone strong enough in each one. The waters can be a bit rough around here at times, so it'd be good to have someone who can handle the oars in each boat. I'm definitely not a naval navigator myself, but I can at least pull an oar pretty hard.
Yes, your one friend who decided to join up with you, Faraday, so it's only 5 of you, decided to aid Helene in her investigation, looking for the adventurers. So you have separated from him.
All right. Only 5, huh? Sure, we can't just cram the short guy in the boat with us.
We would not want to capsize in water like this.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I am
Alright.
strong enough. I can pull the other boat. I can pull the other oars.
I'm very small.
I'm very small, you say. Well, let's hop on. Everyone just get in a boat you're comfy with. Me or the dragon. Let's get out there.
I'll take this dragon. Katarina, I've heard you speak as if you've been on a boat before. Do you feel comfortable teaching me about fishing?
Does someone actually have proficiency with water vehicles?
No.
Land vehicles.
Land vehicles?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He doesn't know how to. Not the best naval navigator, but strong enough to pull the oar.
Anyone else?
Same.
No.
No.
Alrighty, so rowboats it is.
I'll go with you, Rune. It seems like you perhaps may need a little prayer indeed.
And so I touch his shoulder and
I feel
guidance.
When
cared
I,
for and insulted. But glad you're with me.
I'm gonna take note of Mavis and his priestly nature.
Honey, no. I have never been on a boat. I know nothing about fishing.
How have you guys not been on boats? What is wrong with you people?
I am Fire Dragon from the south.
What, a rowboat? You never crossed a river or a stream on a ferry?
But I was not pulling the ferry.
Oh, see, but you have been on one.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
You have to get to places like Waterdeep.
Right, so you've been on a boat, is what you're saying.
Once or twice, maybe a ferry.
Right. See, I knew you were lying.
But I have no knowledge of what to do with him.
Well, that is totally separate from never having been on a boat before.
This is good point. Thank you.
All right then. So, Mivis, is it?
Yes, it is.
What god should I be minding towards for our safe harbor on this journey?
Well, of course, it's the Morning Lord indeed. Perhaps a more proper name would be Amon Nator.
Amon Nator.
Yes, that's
All
right.
right. Well, let's have Amon keep us nice and safe on this one.
Yeah, Amon Nator indeed.
And I'm gonna hop down onto the ice, kind of where the rowboat is, and like heft the rope that would be used to pull it towards the ice shelf edge where it turns to water. You can just hop in, Mivis. I'll drag you on out. Save your legs for later.
Oh,
I'm gonna do a check to see what the weather is like. I have nature and survival, so I'm not sure.
You wouldn't really need either one for that one. Survival's more for tracking things down, and nature is nature things. But it is twilight. Dark. You started the day. It was dark out as there's only 4 hours of daylight. The bonfire happened about the start of the when things started becoming dim. You know you have about 3 hours of daylight left, or twilight, I should say. Why don't you go ahead and give me a nature and see what you uncover. From what you can tell, it seems like twilight is going to last. The shimmering aurora of cascading lights above kind of show through and light your way. There doesn't seem to be anything disastrous coming, if that's kind of unusual. So just normal weather as far as you can tell. Let's see here.
Well, it stands to reason if we go an hour and a half out, then we come an hour and a half back. And we'll be back by dark.
Alrighty. But you all step across the ice, heading out into the bits of the water where you can dragging your rowboats behind you. And as you do so, you are able to quickly get in there. Do any of you not own crampons?
I believe we all either purchased some or got them for free.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I bought.
So the ice doesn't give you much trouble. Otherwise, you'd feel like you'd be falling and slipping about. Be hard to walk across, impeding your movement quite a bit, but you can move across so easily. Trying to avoid areas where there's thin ice. There isn't. Most of it's been either chipped away or broken through already, as many fishermen, carry their rowboats across this part. So no real dangers. As you start to sail out, she suggested you check the coastline for their rowboat. What would you all like to do?
I'm pulling a boat, presumably with Mivis in it, right?
Yeah, that's me. I'm right here with you.
All right. So do we want to go down the coast a ways before we cut out towards the water, see if we spot anything, or we just head straight towards the ice shelf?
Oh, let's just keep on continuing on to the center. I believe that's where they would probably get some fish.
Do we pass any fishermen on the way out with our boats? Is there anybody coming back in?
No one's coming back in. Seems you see plenty of drag marks. A lot of people have already went out and started fishing. You might pass across one or two.
Well, I was wondering if we were to cross the path of any fishermen while we were dragging out. Anybody I could holler out a hello or ask a question from.
You could probably shout to one or two. You see everybody's enjoying their drink out here on the the Loch Denshire. Denshire? I need to look up the pronunciation of that.
The closest guy who looks like he's, pretty well in his cups, I'll call out. Oi! Have you seen Carl?
He'll just point to the guy beside him. Carl! Oh, she's calling for you!
No, Carl, know, knuckleheads. Carl, Hank, and Harkle.
Oh, them boys! They did big fish out west.
West, duh. Thank you. We are looking for them. Let them know people miss them in town if they come back while we are gone. Thank you. Spasiba. Enjoy your
What?
drink.
What?
And I wave at him, wave thanks, and trudge on. We go party, we go west.
So, did we get in the boats now, or did we reach that point?
Yeah, so as we start to get in the boats, we call out to somebody off to the shore. How does everybody partner up here?
I think
it's Katerina and Honey.
And then Rune and Mivis are vibing right now.
Yeah, Rune, Mivis, and Ice.
I'm not sure what Icewind is, but I'm sure they're welcome in either boat.
Yeah, I would like to sit next to Mivis if it's possible.
Welcome aboard.
I'm perfectly happy to help row it.
Splendid. Could use the help. Looks like we'll be able to take turns. All right, Mivis. If we run aground, I'm blaming your god. So that doesn't happen.
Well, he is a warm god, so perhaps he'll provide you a little bit of warmth before you meet your end.
Oh, how utterly inspiring.
I'll take out my flute, and I'm going to do my best to see what I remember of the melody from the last song I heard of the bard, and I'll sing, to the sea, the white gulls are crying, the wind is blowing, and the white foam is flying. West, west away, the round sun is falling. And I'll notice and point up to the sun, hoping that the others make mark of the fact that if it is evening and it's getting darker, it will become cold quickly.
Indeed.
Katerina, are you sure you don't want any help rowing? I'm more than capable of helping.
Yes, I am fine. I do myself. You guide.
Oh, okay. Just
See
let
if you
me.
can catch some of those fabulous fish you keep talking about.
Well, then I will try. Yeah, I would like to, as we're pulling along in these rowboats, attempt to do some fishing if I can while we're moving.
It will be a little more difficult, but you can definitely attempt to do so. So, for everyone, let's see. Already lost the page with. So whoever is leading the yeah, so you already made the survival for me. So whoever is leading this group, searching across. Now it is normally tracking something through the snow is not too hard, but this is the water is not a surface you can find tracks on, so it is incredibly difficult. So as you search the coastline, you look for breaks in the ice, probably where a rowboat had landed, maybe dragged aboard. As you keep going through, you made your survival check. You do notice a point where there is not a place people would normally go to. and there seems to be drag marks where the rowboat had landed against it and drug up on board. So this is what Icewind is able to uncover for. Why don't fishing for knucklehead trout? And whoever is fishing, why don't you make me a survival check as well?
Oh no.
All right. You are unable to find any knucklehead trout. Rune. No, you're not traveling with them. Never mind.
What?
Anyway.
I'm in another boat. I'm well away from this travesty.
Yeah.
Snag my own foot.
I'm blessed by Mivis's god to be safe from fish.
All right. And as both your groups travel about, as Honey has a particularly uninteresting, actually really dull and really boring fishing trip. Her very first time fishing, she's not even sure she's doing it right. Is this end even supposed to go in the water, or is it the big wooden end?
Honey, wait, hang on. Let me get that out of your hand. That looks painful. 1 second.
I didn't notice it was in there. Thank you.
As both over the next hour, as both rowboats sail across the coastline, something catches Ison's eye, and what I described earlier is what you see: a break in the ice where our rowboat has been drugged aboard.
But I'll raise my hand and then close my hand like a fist, and then point to my eyes with 2 fingers, and then point to the tracks and the things that I see, hoping that Moivis and Rune see what's going on.
Can you say again? I had a little trouble hearing you.
I'm just gonna point to what we see quietly, and let Rune and Mavis know that there's some evidence that someone was here, that the board or something, whatever it was, made a mark. So I'm hoping they will investigate further.
I'll roll us over, yeah. I'll get Ison as best I can, so they can get a proper look at it and see if there's anything else around in the area besides just that.
Yeah, I would like to take a look around as well. More of the ice area, kind of where the things was being dragged.
Alrighty. So whoever is doing this, go ahead and give me a perception check. Multiple people can make it here, so.
Runes are rowing, not a looking.
Alrighty. So the both of you don't really notice too much. Let me as you all start to kind of pull closer to the ice where the boat was drugged up, it's actually pretty close to the land itself, and you see in the distance, in the dark, the silhouette of maybe a mountain or a large hill, the rock facing.
How long has it taken us to get here?
It's been about an hour.
Is there any place specific that we're on this map right now? The character tokens are a little out of scale, so I'm wondering if we're
It'd be like
okay.
here.
Should have just fixed it. We will say on here. So in the hour, we will. Actually, I don't know. Oh, this is actually scaled right. So you're somewhere around over in here.
All right. I suppose we should stay close together and head towards the hill.
Alrighty. As you all jump off the boats, pulling as close as you can, and then pulling them out of the water and dragging them along, making sure they don't float off on you. You will spot another rowboat in the distance.
A rowboat up on the land or in the lake?
Up in the land, where pulled ashore just like yours has. Possibly following the trails, the tracks you found before.
We should investigate that rowboat. Yeah.
We are looking for fishermen. Boat is a prudent place to investigate.
All right, I'm gonna try and get up to the boat rather quickly to make sure. Looking for tracks around the boat, things like that.
Yeah, I'll row them over, so you hop out and go do that.
Alrighty. Go ahead and... Even though there was not a map for this, I went and made one on my random maps I've made for another game. As you pull your rowboat ashore and approach the other one, you can see higher up where the heel is a small little cove. The water actually kind of connects to it, a frozen lake going right into it. As you approach down to here, you see the rowboat. Around it, you see why don't you, as you approach it, what would you all like to do?
I'm gonna hang back by the boats while Easton is presumably going ahead to check out the boat. I'm gonna hang back with our boats and get them properly sort of staked in so they're not going to drift away or anything. Pull them
All right.
up out of the water and all that. See anything up there, Easton?
Nice.
Very funny. Nice humor. One of you minded going up there with him and taking a look around since he's being so private about his information?
I'm just waiting for the DM to give me.
I know. Sorry.
So, in the abandoned rowboat, you find 4 oars and 4 sets of fishing tackle, and a dozen empty bottles laying in it and around it. These fishermen were doing some heavy drinking, as it would seem. You do see faint tracks of ice leading from the boat to the mouth of the cave, and let's see. What is everyone's passive perception?
Not good.
Mine is 12.
Mine is a solid 10.
14 for Mivis.
Mivis?
Eisen is 14.
As you all...
think it's 10.
Yep, you could have. So as you, Ison and Mivis, as you all start to approach, you actually smell a very spicy scent that's lingering in the air from the cave. Smells like mead and possibly a very salivating kind of stew. In their drunken stupor, they may have wandered to this cave, smelling the food. And they were definitely drunk enough to think whatever is going through their heads. As you see, faint traces of ice from the crampons themselves leading towards it.
You said the there's a smell of soup or a smell of stew.
It's a very spicy scent. There's
sounds
definitely
like-
something.
Sounds like the chef in the party needs to make a roll to me.
That's what I was about to say.
I'm not sure, but
Just exactly what kind of spice is this?
does it smell familiar to anyone? Or specifically? I will hold up the bottle from from in the boat and show everyone so that they get the idea that this is indeed the boat, and I'll nod and point at the boat so that they can see. But I'm gonna put my hands over my finger over my lips, hoping everyone will be fairly quiet.
Ruin's about to make a remark, but then sees Icewind, so he just is going to fall silent, and he's going to trudge up the bank towards the boat a little bit and look around. Sort of waiting to see what everyone else is doing.
So, shall we follow our noses?
I just saw we had to be quiet. I'm not quite sure what we're doing at the moment. I'm here when things go wrong. Until then, I trust that you have tracking down a few missing drunkards well in hand when they wander off to take a piss and fall in a snowbank someplace.
You
Is
don't
maybe
fall
what
in a
happened.
snowbank with spicy stew.
If you do, you're sad.
Very true.
As
Is
this
this the,
happens, go ahead.
Is this the cave entrance here?
It is further along to the left, actually. But Mivis and Ison, both of you, as you start to wander off, you notice something in the skies. Two flying creatures, and they seem to be heading your way. And this is where we're going to stop here for a second. As two flying winged, seems to be ladies flying at you. Ison, your time in the wilderness, you, and for most of you who spend time out here, know that whatever lives out here probably doesn't mean well. So this is where we're going to start our initiative.
Woohoo!
Might not
We're
mean
gonna
well.
We're going to start our first encounter. So for everyone, select your token, then hit the initiative button on your character sheet.
-2 initiative. Woo!
Hell yeah.
These don't have a
Yes.
nice little fun art I can just share with you. It is unfortunate.
Maybe this is playing with this though.
Oh, actually there is. Oh, I meant to share this with you all before. My apologies. I will share this one with you. This is the art for the harpy that's flying at.
Oh, but imagine that battered in a sauce. Harpy wings.
She must be freezing.
Spicy.
Oh
Can
yes.
we not talk about eating harpies? Y'all are a
Damn.
strange lot of people. Rune's gonna heft his shield and sword and sort of wait for whatever's going down to go down.
Yeah. Let me
Is this
finish it.
an incline here? Is that it?
It's a bit of an incline, yes. Nothing to really pose you much trouble, but And we have everybody on the turn order here. We do. All 5 of you, I believe. Alright, they are about 50 feet in the air. They seem to be circling about. These, for most of you, they are just shadows in the sky. Those of you with dark vision, you can see them as monstrous creatures, actually looking a bit hungry and starved. But we start our time in combat with Katarina. Ekaterina. Is the E silent?
No, it's not. Ekaterina.
Ekaterina, alrighty.
Ekaterina will, she'll call out, "This looks bad. Everyone get aware. Be on your guard." And she'll pull out a javelin and step up the hill. Let's see. I can't quite see the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still too far to shoot that javelin. But I'm gonna hold my action until one of these harpies comes close enough for me to throw a javelin at it.
Alrighty.
Can I
Nice
do
and...
that?
Oh, hold your action to throw a javelin at it?
Yeah.
You sure can. You can technically throw it at it right now, but a longer range has disadvantage, isn't it? Or is that...
Exactly. That's why I'm gonna wait.
Alrighty. We will... And they are 50 feet in the air, so we will just get to it when we get there. Icewind? You sprint up that way?
No, I'm sorry. I was just measuring.
Oh,
I'm gonna fire the bow.
alrighty. I assume it's a longbow?
Yep.
Alrighty. Go ahead. Which one are you aiming for?
Okay. Well, I guess it's not too important which one I was shooting at. But I guess I'll start with one on the left.
Alrighty. You... Alright, sounds good. Rune, your friend, Ekaterina has charged forward and is ready to throw a javelin as Icewind lets loose an arrow and misses. It's your turn.
Can I make like for my action? Can I make like an insight check? I'm gonna try to like, can I see where these harpies are going? Are they like looking at a particular member of the party or something? Or
Yeah, we can do so as a free action. Go and do a roll.
ooh, I look up and get snow in my eye.
Basically.
Ah, I stumble around for a bit and shake off my eyes and sort of wipe them clean, and then I'm going to move like here and sort of just be at the ready and see what's happening.
Alrighty, go ahead and mark yourself with an orange dot so we can keep track of your rating your action.
Oh, yeah, I'll ready my action if they're gonna come close.
Alright, what would you like to do when they get close?
I like to provoke them to attack me just to make sure they don't fly towards Mivis or Honey or Instant. So just sort of like if they come close, I want to try to get their attention so they come attack me. I'm not really gonna ready an attack.
Alrighty, sounds good. Shall move on to Harpy number 1. And she shall...
She shells by the seashore.
Yeah. She shall circle about. Or what's her move speed? And she will unleash her one song. She'll start singing in the sky, trying to lure you all with her enchanting voice. weaving magic into her voice as it is pleasing to your ears. I would need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Woohoo.
None of us are
Alrighty.
rolling really. Oh,
Alright, so let's Ison and Rune. You are all incapacitated. You are charmed by the creature. Unless you have something that has against something against charms. But they are charming you.
ugh.
Let's see here. While charm the harpy target is incapacitated, ignore songs of other harpies. If the charmed target is more than 5 feet away from her, you will move on your turn toward it. It does not avoid opportunity attacks, but not into damaging terrain. And you can repeat this saving whenever you take damage from a source other than them. You can repeat your saving throw. And at the end of each of your turns.
As an elf, don't I get advantage on saving throw versus charm?
Do you? Oh, you're an elf, so is that...
I believe that is an elf thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
then
and
you...
he can't be put to sleep.
Yep, you sure do. So with advantage, you actually rolled a 15, and you avoid the charm effect.
Alright.
As we move on to Honey, who is incapacitated, you must move your move speed towards this harpy right here.
that is gonna be 30. Let me get a measuring tool. There.
Right, and you can make another wisdom save. The end of your turn.
Is that solid ice there that Honey is standing on, or is that water?
It is solid ice. It is frozen over. It is thin ice. So you might want to avoid putting too much weight there. I believe Honey does not wear any armor, does she?
I do, actually. I'm in scale mail, I think, at this point.
We won't go into it this round, as this is our very first combat. But on thin ice like this, your weight will factor into how much the place you're standing in holds. The weight under your feet, the ice under your feet actually start to crack as you can see gaps of water in the ice. But that is at the end of your turn. You find yourself in a precarious situation. And you do succeed and break the concentration. Or break the spell.
Okay.
This harpy shall fly about this way. She remains 50 feet in the air, so she's still a bit out of range of your javelin. But she too will start to sing. So that is a new wisdom save from everybody. Everybody except for Rune.
Okay, but what are the chances that 3 of us get a nat 20 is at least one of our 2 rules?
In a row.
For
yeah.
real, that was awesome.
Need to actually keep track of this. All of you resist her effect, but Honey, you become charmed by the other one now that this one is broke.
Yay.
Shall donate this one by purple. Ekaterina, you can no longer be charmed by either of them. Rune does not need to make another one, but
Of course not.
everyone else succeeds, or everyone else can no longer be charmed by these creatures.
Cover your ears. Listen not to their siren song. I mean, harpy song.
So token management. We'll go ahead and move on to Mivis. You have resisted the charming effects as they start to cloud your mind. Managed to keep your senses about you as they both tried to lure you in.
Well, these bird ladies, they sure don't know how to sing. Perhaps they need a little bit of light.
I'm gonna target the harpy in front of Honey and cast Sacred Fire. I think it is, yeah.
Alrighty. 60 feet. I believe you are out of range. Let's find out real fast. Considering how high up in the air it is, you will be out of range. So you cannot cast that
that's right, it has
spell.
to be. Okay. Well, could I just move a little bit closer and cast it then?
Yes, definitely. So I'd say you probably need to move about 15 feet closer to it in order to do so.
All right, there it is.
Alrighty. So a dexterity save from the harpy. It succeeds.
Well,
So-
damn.
Is this a actual spell or a cantrip?
No, that's just a cantrip. So it's just
Okay.
if they succeed, it fails. So
Alright. Katarina, it never moved in close for you to unleash your attack. Or at least effectively.
I see that. I think I am going to move forward and get closer to this harpy.
Alright, it is 50 feet in the air, so let's just say you're about 55 feet away from her.
Alright. I'm gonna throw this javelin
Alright.
because this is an evil creature and so I must destroy it.
It is actually an
Wish
evil
me-
creature, how about that?
Wish me luck. Yeah!
You land a solid blow on it. Go ahead and hit the nameplate of Javelin.
5
Deal good solid 5 piercing to it. Kind of screeches out in pain and just kind of hollers back, "You'll regret that!"
I bare my teeth and roar.
Alrighty. Ison, the one down south has taken a bit of damage, but few of your party members are charmed by either one.
Alright, I suppose I'll pull a feathered arrow from my quiver, let it fly at the one that is already wounded.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. Another good solid hit. Both have landed a good, dealt a chunk of damage to it. Does not seem to be weakened or anything, but your hits are landing. And Rune, you must move towards this harpy up here, using your move speed.
Just shambling along. Don't
Yep.
need-
And go ahead and make a wisdom save. The end of your turn. Alrighty, you actually break free.
Oh, thank God.
You do
Where
move
do I-
closer to it.
Okay, where do I
Yeah.
end up?
Right there. But you are now immune to its song, and actually from all of their songs. Once you resist it, you are more prepared for it a second time.
I can't say I didn't enjoy that. What's going on? Where are we?
Say this as you come to your senses, as this one actually flies down and starts to claw at you. She'll actually pull out a club. She'll claw at you once and try to club you. What is your AC? It is high.
It is high.
So its club misses, but its claw critically hits you as it lands a blow on a vital part of your body and deals 12
Yeah.
slashing as it
I go
critically
down.
hits you. Yes, unfortunately, the first hit of the game was a crit. Oh, the dice are not favorable.
Of
As
course.
as we move on to Honey, your friend seems to take a pretty nasty blow as this harpy claws and hits right underneath his armor, right in the sensitive parts as he falls to the ground.
I just want to say
But-
your roll was 8. But did you just do flat max damage for a crit?
Oh no, it rolled.
That didn't roll. That was just 8 plus 4. Just letting you know.
Yeah, I rolled the damage. It rolled a 2d4 and a 2d4. I rolled an 8 and a 4. I just like to add up that way.
Oh, you did the adding there. Okay. Okay. I see.
It rolled a
Thought that
4 and a
was-
3, and then on the second roll a 3 and a 1.
Gotcha. This was just the add up. Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. The Oh yeah, you are charmed, Honey, so you must move closer to this harpy using your move speed. Then you get to do another. Yeah, you have to go around. You have to use your
Well, sorry, Rune.
later. There's this simply beautiful creature this way. You have to go check out.
Another wisdom saving throw?
Yep. Give me another wisdom.
Oh, come on.
Alright, you fail.
Pretty
Move on to
badly.
this other harpy. What can she do? She will fly down to you, Katerina, actually circling about behind you. And do the same thing, a claw and a club attack. Your AC is 18. It misses both attacks. We move on to Mivis. You see one harpy critically wound Rune as the other one just scratched the armor of your dragonborn friend.
Yeah, Mivis is eyes on Rune and that harpy, and he's going to try to shoo it away with another sacred flame.
Alright, the one up north has not taken damage. It has a taste for blood. The one to the south is already hurt. Which one would you like to attack?
The one that's over top of Rune.
Alrighty. Dex save. Oh, it fails. -7. A good solid hit to it.
Nice. And then I'm just going to utter a couple of words underneath my breath and cast Healing Word on Rune.
Alright. So, Rune, you are prone on the ground. A bad spot to be. But you are awake as you take a gasp of air.
I'm gonna say, "Get up, boy! You're not done yet."
Katerina, your turn.
All right.
Oh, Mivis, did you want to move or anything?
No, Mivis likes it right here.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Safe spot.
Alright, go ahead, Katerina.
I spit spin
Yeah.
around to face the harpy, pulling out my flail. And I swing it at the harpy. Does a 17 hit?
It sure does.
That harpy takes 10 damage.
Ooh, a good solid blow. It is not looking too good.
I will eat your hearts.
We are looking. If we're going by old D&D terms, it is in fact bloodied. As you see portions of its feathers and talons start to maybe fall off, it is hurt pretty badly. Ison, it is your go.
All right, seeing the way things are going, I think I will swap target to the other harpy over by Rune.
Alrighty. That is a hit. That's 5 piercing as your shot shoots into her, getting lodged into her wing, making it harder for her to fly. She pulls it out. Shall move on to Rune. Now, Rune, you are prone. What prone means is ranged attacks are harder to hit you, but melee attacks have advantage against you. So you don't be prone next to a melee enemy.
Yep.
And it takes half your move speed to stand up.
Going to stand up in second wind for 4, apparently.
Alrighty. You click on the green box there. Like you click on your token, click on the green box, and just hit +4.
Unfamiliar. No worries.
Okay. Just making sure. This is your go. Oh, yeah. So
Going
bonus
to
action, second wind.
power to my feet with half my movement. Going to try to stab this fool.
Alrighty. She has taken quite a bit of hits so far. That is a hit.
All right.
Oh, a good hit too.
Going to power to my feet and just stab her right in the chest as hard as I can and try to shove her away.
Let's make a strength saving throw, but you deal extra damage too, which is nice. It fails the strength, so you shove her. How far do you want to shove her?
Get this thing away from me! 15 feet.
Alright.
Also, want to
She-
keep it from this.
She flies backwards about that far, so let's just say she's about 25 feet in the air. As you deal another 6 points of damage too. She is not looking good, about on the verge of death.
And then I'm going to use. Wait, you said she went 25 feet up in the air as well?
Oh, she's about 25 feet in the air. You pushed her 15 feet up.
Oh, okay, I see. Then I'm going to drop away from her back towards Mivis. And end my turn.
Alrighty. RP1. Just say, "You are tough, but food is hard to come by. You shall be ours." As she flies back to you.
Don't flatter yourself, you featherless chicken.
She will do another set of attacks. A claw attack. They both hit. For 6 slashing and 2 bludgeoning.
Is that against me? Sorry, roll 20 is reloading the page apparently. So I have
Yes.
okay, I have 1 HP then, because I think I had 9.
Yep. So she puts you back on the verge of death as she herself is almost close to dying. Battling out to the death, as it were. This harpy is very skinny. You can see her ribs. She has not eaten in a while and pretty desperate for her meal.
I just wanted to find some drunk dudes. What do you got against me?
Honey, move 30 feet closer to this harpy.
I think that actually puts me up against it, right?
Yep.
Let me double check.
You get to do,
Yeah.
you get to, do your
My
wisdom,
throw.
though. Yep.
Please.
You actually succeed.
Nice.
Alright. We all are all now immune to it. As we go back to the harpy. Seeing her prey in sight, she shall turn and attack you.
Oh no.
So, honey, oh, another crit with the claws. What is your AC, though?
12.
Alrighty. It deals 8 slashing damage to you, critically slashing at your most vital areas.
I'm down.
Alright. You fall down. Takes you down with a single slash attack, knocking you straight to the floor. Mivis.
Damn.
Sorry.
Deal with that, Mivis. I'll deal with this one.
Quickly, healer. To the cook.
We do need some good grub. I will agree to that. Sacred flame to this barbecue.
Sacred flame. To
Think
the
of your stomach.
These are like baby sacred flames.
Well, it resisted it anyway. As you shoot a holy flame at it, it kind of maneuvers out of the way. Not concerned with outside people interfering in it with its death battle with Rune.
Okay. As I see that miss, I'm just gonna say, "Oh crap, 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 crap," and I'm gonna move closer to the cook.
Just go hit under that. I'll finish this one off. Unless Ethan puts an arrow in its face, which I would not complain about.
And I say, "Good luck."
Alrighty. Move on back on to Ekaterina.
As I see Honey fall, I shout, "No!" And I come over here and I reach out with my hand and I put my hand on Honey. And I'm going to do a lay on hands on Honey.
How much would you like to lay on hands?
I will, I'll do 3 points for now.
Thank you. I.
And
Oh,
get Honey back up.
Alright. Honey, you find yourself on the ground. Large slash mark across your your neck to down through your chest.
And
You are prone.
Then, as that was my action, and then for my move, can I stand in front of Honey Can I position myself between Honey and the harpy?
Not really. Though the harpy is 10 feet in the sky, you can actually be under her.
Yes, that's where I would like to be.
Alright, go ahead.
I will do that and be under the harpy, menacing her with brandished flail and bared teeth.
Gonna maneuver you all both onto the same tile there. There you go. Alrighty. Ison. Two of your party members have went down, and
All right, I'm gonna shoot at the one near Rune.
alrighty, go ahead. That is a hit. 11. That actually kills it.
I'm gonna bend down on one knee, put the bow so that it's slanted horizontally, and pull the bow back as far as I can, and then whisper, "Fly like the ice."
Alright, nice flavor to the kill. I enjoy that. Seeing that one go down, the other one ready to duke it out with Ekaterina, having this fight, trying to drag away the body of Honey, knows its friends go down, and you see terror go across its face, and it is no longer seems willing to fight. This meal is not worth it, as things have turned against them. Rune, you are at 1 health. The harpy in front of you dies, and the other one looks about ready to flee.
I'm going to drop my sword and go dashing across the ice as fast as a man that's been ravaged as Rune has can, and he's going to pull his hand axe from his belt. And then I'm going a little bit out of range for a hand axe. 1 second.
What is a hand axe?
It's 2060, 2040 years.
2040. So beyond the 20, your attack will be made at disadvantage.
Advantage, yep.
You still have your action. Oh.
I'm going to swap places with Mivis so I can get into range.
Blade.
And I'm gonna huck my axe. I'm gonna like put my arm on Mivis and like vault over him and throw the axe at the heartbeat.
Like a little parkour roll over a thing.
It goes
Just
flying
throw
off
it.
into the woods.
They didn't teach you that in basic training.
Why do you think they kicked him out?
I'm not very good at my job, admittedly.
Yes, that is in fact a miss.
And then I'm going to give 4 AC to myself as well.
Alrighty. Honey, you're prone on the ground, woken to this harpy flying above you.
I will stand up. Now, I think I can do this, but tell me if I'm wrong. I would like to ready an attack with my frying pan if the harpy comes to attack me.
Yes, you can. Go ahead.
You know what? Forget that. We're gonna cast Caustic Brew in the direction of the harpy.
In fact, fails. So 7 acid damage.
And then it must take its action to scrape off the acid, or it will take another 2d4 at the start of each of its turn.
Can you link the description for that for me?
Sure. Actually, I can just copy and paste it. I have it right here. Might be easier.
It is in the sky, so you can avoid hitting your friends. Let's see. Dex save until the creature uses action to scrape or wash the acid off itself. Alright. Seeing its friend hurt the way it is going to disengage for its action, and it shall fly back the way it came, into the sky. That should be right there. It should be 50 feet in the sky. And this far up. It seems to be fleeing for its life.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
It used its action to disengage. And we shall move to Mivis.
Come back here, ya bird woman. And I'm just gonna go ahead and try to hit it with my light crossbow.
Alrighty. So it is 50 feet in the sky, but that is a direct line, so 40 feet. 40-ish feet. That would be a miss.
Damn it, how do you use one of these things? And that's me.
Alrighty, Ekaterina. Unceremoniously, she has left. We're trying to leave.
Right. Ekaterina whips around, following the harpy, and shouts, "Coward!" and runs after it.
Alrighty, go ahead.
And I will shoot another javelin at it at disadvantage.
Alright. Oh.
Oh
Go
my.
ahead and roll that damage. Oh, disadvantage,
Oh, yeah.
12. That still hits, surprisingly.
So
that
I'm
would be
gathering
a
it's just a
6. Yep. You hit it. It looks on the verge of death. Flying kind of crooked. Unable to, as you graze its wings. Ison. That is an hit. For 7. That kills it. Ison lands his second kill of the day. As this harpy plummets to the ground and lands very hard in front of Katerina. A bit of blood splatters upon you as it just slams into this hard ground.
Oft hope is born when all is forlorn.
Ekaterina will walk up to the dead body of the harpy, and she'll look down at it. She'll hold her hand out over it, and say, kind of quietly under her breath, "May the light redeem you." And she'll come back to the rest of the party.
We're gonna jog off and awkwardly pick up his axe.
Does it seem like these harpies came out of the cave, or from?
No, it seemed like they were flying across the coastline, looking for easy prey. They were quite hungry and starved, as some of you will know most creatures are. There's not an abundance of food anywhere. They were even willing to take on a fully armed group such as yourselves head on, just for the chance of a meal.
They must have been pretty desperate. I gather my javelins as I head back.
Alrighty. It's not particularly hard to figure out where they landed, especially not in this kind of environment. For those of you with throwing weapons, you can reclaim them.
Oh, right. I get my axe back.
The snow isn't too thick here, otherwise we'd have to do a search for your weapons. But this is the end of combat. The scent of the spicy kind of stew still lingers from the cave where the river meets with it. A frozen
Can I-
river connecting to a frozen cave.
Can I identify what kind of stew it is, or at least attempt to?
Sure. Why don't you give me a roll you think is appropriate for it?
Well, let's see if I can recognize what's in it. So I'm gonna give you a nature check.
Sure.
Wow.
There are some heavy spices to it, but you're not quite sure of what it is.
That's an interesting aroma. I'm not quite sure I've ever tasted something like that before.
Seems accustomed to kind of taste you'd find anywhere. A really spicy stew to warm your belly and warm you up in general.
Gotcha.
Curry. So where's the opening of this cave?
It will be to the east here, which I shall go ahead and drag us over. So how is everyone doing? Want everybody good to keep going? Want to take a break a bit?
Rune needs a short rest.
Yeah.
I could tend to your wounds quickly if we would prefer to keep going before a short rest. I just.
No offense, but I did just get paved over twice over.
Yes. As you all start to head off, you realize that this is just the wilderness outside the cave. This is what hunts here, but did not hunt whoever these people, allowing them to go into the cave. As you start to head in, knowing that there's something inside. What would you all like to do? You all have spent basically 2 hours of your 4 hours of daylight. The short rest will be another hour.
Well,
Look, I want to random fisherman. Don't get me wrong. I love saving people. It's a good thing to do. But I prefer not dying. And so, if you're itching to go into the cave ahead of time, feel free. I won't stop you. But I'm sitting here for an hour. I got my own skin to look after. I got my own stuff to do. Not gonna die for 4 fishing blokes. Apologies.
Would you like me to try and sneak in and see if I can find anything?
If you want to do that while I sit here for an hour, be my guest. I won't be stopping you because I'll be sitting here for an hour.
All right.
If we could sit and have a small meal, that way we can all at least put something in our stomachs just in case we can't make it back before sundown.
I can always eat.
Whatever keeps you happy. And Rune's just gonna sit down and start bandaging up his arm.
Yeah.
And I will eat just about anything.
So during a short rest, you can basically do light activities. Basically look around a bit. You stay where you're at before approaching the cave. You can keep watch and maybe even make a campfire. Nothing too strenuous as you're trying to rest up for a bit. But is this what everybody would like to do?
I would like to make some food using my chef feat and whatever small scraps of food I actually have. Probably not something too bad, but
Do you have some harpy laying around?
we do have harpy. I'll make small chicken sandwiches with harpy wings.
All
Fry
right.
them up.
There's not much meat on these bones, but go ahead and why don't you give me, I believe, what kind of roll would that be? Just nature or survival?
I would prefer nature if you're okay with that.
Sure, why not? Go ahead.
I also, because of the chef feat, everyone who uses hit dice gets an extra 3.
Oh, nice. That gives me the one I need to top off. Brilliant.
Is that like a temporary hit point?
Oh, yeah, is it temp HP or is it just a little extra?
No, At the end of a short rest, any creature who eats the food and spends 1 or more hit dice regains hit points. Regains an extra D8 of hit points.
Nice.
All right.
That's worded
So
dumb.
you get a D8 on top of your hit dice if you spend it to heal.
Not gonna complain about more healing.
You
These
cannot.
sandwiches are delicious.
I wish I just had some lemon to marinate them in. It's just with all of the trade that has stopped, I haven't been able to get any fruit.
Well,
Well,
I mean, even without the lemon, this is magnificent. You really have outdone yourself out here in the cold.
It
I
is really
think.
delicious.
yes,
Oh, I
very
should
good
probably.
at creating food out here in the wilderness. She would like to serve it with a nice helping of knucklehead trout if she had some.
That wasn't very
I'm-
kind.
I'm gonna step AFK for a second to grab a drink of water. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Well, as we're taking a short rest, why don't we take a bit of a break? Let's just say 5-10 minutes. Whenever everybody gets back.
Works for me.
Alrighty.
Talking about lemons and stuff like that. As a person in the Twitch chat named Lemon Juices. Great. Should get one of these. Alright, Twitch stream. No notifications or activity feed or anything like that. We have 3 users. We're taking a bit of a short break here. Glad for you all to be joining us. We shall be playing every Tuesday, and I plan to actually start more games later on. Probably more Icewind Dale campaigns. I like to do a free run before I start doing a
I'm back.
serious competitive run. Or not competitive, but paid for, actually. I know D&D doesn't have much of a following on Twitch, but I'm mostly there for the recordings, and I appreciate all of you for popping in. Oh, all right. Hello.
This and try and take Mavis aside, my Mavis, and I'm going to whisper quietly.
Oh, okay. This sounds serious, seeing that we're away from the party. Yeah, talk to me. Mm, May I ask for a little bit more information?
I'm going to open my mouth to speak and then close it as one of the other party members walks by and be silent for a moment and then say, perhaps later, and go back to guarding.
Yeah, as you wish.
Issa, Sergio, I've been meaning to ask you. You seemed pretty at home on the water. Uh, possibly, do you know how to fish?
Yeah, I was fishing on the water. Let's see.
Oh,
It
well,
takes a great deal of time to learn the ways of survival in these harsh conditions, but anyone can learn to fish.
uh, yes. Well, I was wondering. I would like to offer you a bit of a deal. Sounds so commercial. If you supply me with some fish, specifically some of that knucklehead trout, I can continue cooking like this. I just ingredients are hard to come by.
We will search as best we can and see what we catch.
That is all I need. Thank you.
I suppose during the time that we're resting, I could show a few fishing knots or something of the sort.
Teach me what end goes in the water.
You
And
failed pretty
don't hook
spectacularly
yourself
the
to
first
this.
time.
Yeah, that was great.
And you don't stick the pointy part in your finger.
I thought that's how you kept it on, like, in your hand. That's why it was there, so you didn't drop it.
They told me I had to hook something. I didn't have. Oh, that's what the bait is for.
I've actually done that.
Hooked yourself to the bait accidentally.
Oh yeah, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
fishing in the ocean, got the hook right in my finger.
Bro, the only thing I ever caught fishing was a snapping turtle. I never went fishing again.
Oh, an alligator snapping turtle or a regular snapping turtle?
It was huge. I don't know what it was. I didn't stick
Probably
around to
an
ask.
alligator.
They pulled it out of the
Didn't ask.
lake, They pulled it out of the lake and tried to kill it, and it took them like 2 hours trying to kill it just because it wouldn't die. So I don't know what it was,
I was gonna
but
say that
Jesus.
sounds like an alligator.
Oh.
I've never actually been fishing on the ocean before. Is that as fun as it sounds?
I don't know. I was 8,
Oh.
and it was like a fishing boat that my friend and his dad were going on. So there were lots of tourists fishing. Everybody was catching bluefish.
I think I was about 8 as well, funny enough, and I was like worried. I don't want to hurt the worm. I don't want to kill the worm. And then like cut to like me like 3 hours later, them sitting here trying to shove a spike through a turtle. Like, oh god.
Now, river fishing and lake fishing I've done a lot. That's fun.
That's why I thought maybe open ocean fishing would be fun too.
It's a
I don't
little
know.
more exciting.
I'll tell you, as a survivor of this wilderness, there's a fine line between fishing and just standing on the shore like an idiot.
Is that fine line the rod?
Maybe the line itself.
Many men go fishing all their lives without knowing that it's not fish they're after.
I lived in Montana for over 20 years, and so fly fishing is kind of a way of life out there. I can't tell you how many people I've seen standing on the bank looking like a complete idiot.
So, are we ready to explore this cave?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is everyone back?
Yeah.
I believe everyone's here.
Alrighty. We shall continue on. You do get your short rest in uninterrupted. So as a short rest, many classes get their resources back. I think fighters get like all of their stuff back. I think they get second wind back too again.
Yep.
Yeah, they
I'm
get
not sure.
second wind and action surge back.
Oh yeah. Most spellcasters don't get their stuff back, except for like the 2 that do.
Warlocks.
Warlocks and wizards have a partial recovery.
Right.
But you can also spend one of your hit dice, which I think everyone just has 1 of right now.
Yeah, hit dice is the same as level.
Yeah. Spend a hit dice and try to get back some health. Which we had a bit of a boost to it thanks to our barmaid, who managed to cook something out of nothing almost, as there's hardly anything with these harpies left. Showing just truly how desperate they were. As we step back out onto the frozen lake and follow it to the mouth of these coves, where this kind of spicy kind of stew cauldron still emanates from it. Now, these caves are dark as you move into them, as the twilight outside starts to settle down a bit. You have about another hour of daylight, otherwise you won't be able to travel any longer. It's too dark to see. I believe everyone's vision should be correct. Yes. So, what you're seeing on the map is what you're seeing. Which I will go ahead and drag everyone over here. So some of you might need torches or maybe a light cantrip. As you approach these caves, you see sheer few caves openings at the top of an ice cliff, as well as just following the riverbed itself into the cave. You can climb the ice cliff or follow the river.
Well, I would always suggest probably going right down the middle.
Alrighty, so let me see here. Looking at the caves, you see that the ice is absolutely everywhere, is coated, some of it, these caves even seem to be hollowed out a bit from the ice itself. There's ice everywhere, so thankfully you have your crampons and won't slip just by moving through this area. There are high ceilings. You hear a very eerie moaning wind traveling through the caves. It's bone chilling and would turn most people around, as you think might be a creature just further in. Let's see. And
do you have any tricks in your pocket for light, or should I be lighting a torch?
Well, I can provide some light for you if you wish.
I would appreciate it mightily.
Oh, right, not a problem. Do you just want me to put it on your blade or shield or?
Put it right in the hilt here so I can cover it up if I have to.
Fantastic.
Oh, sorry.
I think I'd like to kind of sneak up and have a look in the cave.
alright, so you plan to climb up this little shelf over here? Sure this is sliding is right. Oh, it is. Okay,
I
cool.
would like to try and follow my nose a little bit. Does one of the caves give off more scent than the others?
Seems most of the well, once you give me a check, I think probably perception would be good here. Using your senses. Alrighty. It seems that the most of the aroma comes from down following straight the riverbed itself. But you do detect a trace amount coming from the middle cave. As if there might be another path to the aroma this way. Let's see here. Water used to flow out of these caves, which is now frozen solid. The ice wall has plenty of footholds and places to grab as water froze mid-air as it kind of fell and trickled down. Not so much like in place as it flash froze, but a lot of places to grab to. No particular check to climb it, but let's see here.
Can I make a stealth check?
Yeah, you good. Go ahead. Oh, and with your perception, you also see footprints, places where footfalls have broken through the ice or into the ice, and it follows down the main path where the scent is strongest. As you climb up, you are stealth of 16. You don't see anything inherently at the entrance.
All right, I'm gonna move a little bit further up and check it out. Other than it splits off, I don't see anything, so I'm gonna return to here and tell the others that it splits off a little bit ahead.
Shall we start climbing?
Probably. I believe I have some rope if we need it to make our climb easier. It's only about 5 or 10 feet, so.
Can I get the light Mivis put on me?
Oh, who got the light?
I did.
Oh,
Alright,
I
was
would
it a-
also like to create a light. Let me pull something up that actually shows that I can. But I would like to smear some sort of bioluminescent something. I don't know, probably glowworms. Onto the back of my frying pan.
So object shares the bright and dim light.
Yeah.
First object, okay. I assume you had the light cantrip, which was 30 bright, 30 dim. 20 bright, 20 dim. Okay, I'll fix that real quick. Bright and dim 5.
Ah, there we go. Can finally see.
There you go. As you try to stealth beside this glowing beacon.
I'm gonna stay down here with the light because they're still looking ahead. So I'm gonna keep the light at the bottom of the cliff and not try to bring it up there.
All right, honey, you do you see Mips's light?
Mivis's? Yes, I do.
All right, just making sure. So it is 30 feet up, actually, but it's not particularly hard to climb. There are plenty of places to grab and climb and catch yourself. It's not a particularly dangerous climb. Let's see. So you all are free to move as you please.
Is there anything up there? Should we be worried? Follow?
It's clear until the passages separate.
Someone put a rope on the cliff, right?
No.
Oh,
Would you like me to put mine there?
I assume you did. Otherwise, are we just climbing up, or is it safe to climb up without one?
It is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And we can probably slide back down when we're done.
Slide. You're adventurous, Memphis. I'll give you that.
Alrighty, so as you keep moving forward, the aroma comes from down this way, and up above, those who can actually see up there see a cave with ice pillars in it. And the aroma continues from the southernmost path. All right.
Anything ahead?
Can I make another stealth check and check it out?
If you want to make another one, you can. Your first one's pretty good already.
All right, I'm just gonna keep moving silently. I'll hold up my hand so to get the others to wait, and so I can go ahead and check it out.
All right. As you approach closer, you see this bridge is particularly frozen over. What you can usually get traction with even your crampons won't actually help out too much, as this bridge is very treacherous. Moving across it, there's a chance you might fall and slip off of it into the frozen river below.
All right, I dropped a perception roll there as I look around the room. I will return and tell the others If I don't see anything else in the above, I'm going to look above a little bit just in case there's anything, and then if I don't see anything, I'll go back.
Nothing
I
particularly
will
of interest.
warn the others. Beware, it is treacherous. Those of you who are unaccustomed to moving along the ice should consider tying yourselves together.
Katarina, I do not mean to sound impolite, but approximately how much do you weigh?
Me.
Oui.
Well, I don't even have that written down. Let's see. A 6 foot tall dragonborn, I'm assuming, has more lizard physiology than human. Lizard muscle is more dense. So 6 feet tall. I'm guessing she probably, and she's pretty solid and muscular. Her body probably weighs 210 or 225 plus her armor, which is chain.
Gotcha.
The
Would
Dragonborns usually weigh on average around 250. So depending on how much taller or shorter you are, you can kind of figure up that much.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. So my guesstimation wasn't too far off. Yeah. I probably weigh, with the armor and the shield and all my gear, I probably weigh close to 300 pounds.
Gotcha. Would you be willing to possibly tether us together? I just I don't do heights very well, and having some sort of anchor would stifle some of my fear.
I can do this. I have rope. Does anyone have spikes or pythons or something we can hammer into the ice?
Didn't have the climbing gear with me today, I'm afraid.
Damn. Well, I have rope. I also have breath.
Yes, I have rope and breath too.
After that chicken.
I'll just puff out a little tiny flame out the end of my mouth. No, breath. This breath.
Oh, whoa, spicy. Alrighty then, who's going to be moving forward?
Let's lead off first.
There's a bridge. Here.
Alrighty, so what's the plan here? Do you want to just try crossing it, or are you setting up a rope? It is.
Ectharina, you have a rope, correct?
Uh-huh. I have 50 feet of rope.
Do you mind holding on to it and giving me the other end?
Here, take it.
Right. Excuse me,
I'll tie
honey.
a knot in my end.
Rune's gonna secure his end to his waist as well. It's what, 50 feet of cord you got here?
The.
Okay. I'll go over and we'll see if anything goes freaky, and if something happens, hopefully you can make sure I don't die. If he start getting pulled off, just cut me free though. Can't bring us both down.
Alright.
And Rune's gonna start very, very slowly walking across and like testing his footing, kind of making sure his spikes are getting a good bite into the ice as he's walking across the bridge, trying to get a good feel for how safe it is out here.
Alrighty.
I believe I should
So
have light centered on me as well, because Mivis cast it on my sword.
Yeah, I did.
So moving through. All right. So moving through, you managed to get a decent way watching your footing. Previously, aware of how slippery it is, but little to no avail. You start to lose your footing. Give me an acrobatics check as you step on a particularly rough patch. All
Little
right.
do you know, Rune is very limber in acrobatics.
Yeah. So you slip, thinking you're about to fall, but you catch another piece of footing right below it, and you're just fine, as you thought you might, for a moment, lose your balance, and you're able to move across the rest of the way.
A little close there. Looks like I rolled 20 to be invisible. It's doing a hack and reload. There we go. Alright, is it possible to get that light centered on me? Because I can't see over here without the light. So I'm a human. And it's indeed cast on my sword, so.
Oh, did you cast a light source on yourself?
No, Mivis cast a light on my sword when we first came in here.
Oh, I thought Mivis cast it on. Did you cast it on Rune or yourself? I guess
No,
he already has dark
I
vision,
cast it
so.
on- yeah, I have dark vision, so I cast it on Rune's sword.
Alrighty, I thought you cast it on yourself. My bad. Let me fix this for you real fast.
It's all good. I didn't notice at first because I was just standing close to Mivis the whole time because we're bros.
There you go.
Ah, yes. Alright, I'm not going to try to get too far ahead of myself here. As soon as I feel like I'm on solid ground, I'm going to, like, look around and see if, like, is it stable here? I'm going to kind of pat the ground a few times with my foot, give it a few stomps to make sure I'm good.
Yes, stepping there, you feel like you're safe and secure.
Alright,
Kind of
Ekaterina,
outline the danger zone there.
Ekaterina, you stay there, and I'll stay here, and we'll hold the rope taut, and then everyone else can cross with a nice, good handhold. Nice and safe, while we are giving them a hand drilling, right?
Excellent plan.
Alright, so everyone
Alright.
crossing can now have advantage.
Oh no. I'll go next. Honey will very shakily cross the bridge. Here we go. Acrobatics, you said?
If you slip, don't let go of the rope. You're not going anywhere as long as
hold
we
the
have
rope.
Ekaterina here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't panic.
Oh.
So, you make it about halfway, even with the help of the rope, you start to fall and you're just dangling on the rope. Since you have a rope, let's also, won't you give me an athletics to see if you can hold on to the rope as you kind of slip and dangle off. Alright. So, you are essentially hanging off the side of this rope and cannot move forward till you can pull yourself back up. You do not fall, but you're kind of stuck there, holding up the line, as it were.
Could you not do that? Ah.
I'm trying. I'm sorry.
Once you
Ekaterina,
give-
able to pull her up? She's
Yeah.
like hanging under the bridge right now. Could me and Ekaterina like back up to pull her back up onto the bridge as the rope gets taut?
It already is taut, and you just cannot get
Oh.
your footing. So why don't you give me a another acrobatics, honey?
Okay. It's better.
All right, you manage to pull yourself back up, and shakily you can start to pull yourself across, and you can make it across.
As soon as she gets like close enough, I'll give her a hand and pull her off the bridge entirely.
I am not a religious person, but Honey starts to pray to literally anything that could possibly hear her. Icewind Dale equivalent to like crossing yourself kind of stuff.
you're gonna start burning people at this rate. Yeah. Get out of the way for the next person. Come on. If you try to light me on fire tonight, I won't take kindly to it.
Don't worry.
Then I ended up as the next. Right. Next, and let's try to have a cleaner performance about it this time.
Ethan, if you will, may the Morning Lord be with you.
And I cast guidance on him.
Yep. Alright, Icewind, you can move across. Give me an acrobatics with advantage.
Did you see the message that I sent you?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Alrighty, but Icewind, if you can give me a acrobatics here. Alright, you managed to make it across without even needing your guidance.
Or the advantage.
Yeah,
For real.
14 for both of them.
Alright, so I guess Mavis is going to go next, and he's just going to say a little prayer as well, cast guidance on himself. It was a dex saving throw, right?
Acrobatics.
Oh, acrobatics.
Don't have proficiency in acrobatics, it's basically the same roll. Alright, you make it across so excellently, you didn't even need the rope. You actually just kind of wondered why everybody else just didn't do it. You just run, jump, and just slide all the way across, wondering what all the difficulty is.
Yeah, I want to say that Mavis was doing a little kind of like an ice skate with like his hands behind his back.
He looks like a penguin.
I mean, I am shaped like a barrel, so that makes sense.
Oh, that was
Ooh,
exhilarating.
look at you go.
Dare I even say graceful?
It was something, though I wouldn't use that word per se.
The low center of balance seems to be.
All right, and Ekaterina, as you're coming up, I'll back up. That way the rope will stay nice and taut. So if you slip, you're not gonna go that far. All right?
Alrighty.
Do we all want to grab hold of this side of the rope? She is looks like she's made of metal.
I wouldn't mind extra
what?
hands.
What color dragonborn are you? I never asked, and I don't actually remember.
Brass.
Ah, okay, so it does look like you're made of metal.
So Rune and I guess whoever's helping him are gonna slowly back up and keep the rope nice and taut, so that when Ekaterina's going across, she has something to sort of brace against. Nice and easy,
Alright.
Ekaterina. Whenever you're ready.
Oh boy.
Alright, so you can do this as well with advantage.
Acrobatics?
Yep.
Woo!
Oh.
Nice advantage.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So as you slide and they pull just a little too hard, and you kind of fall forward a bit. Why don't you give me an athletics as well, since you do have the advantage of the rope, and let's see how well you can pull this off.
Oh my god.
Alright, so, almost intentionally, you slide off and use the rope that hangs over the bridge and just swing to the other side and climb up the wall like a rock climber.
Claws pay.
That was not the way you're supposed to come across. I'm glad you're here.
Bump, ba-dum.
We're
Use your rope back.
being graceful.
Spicy one.
I suggest we avoid bridges in the future. They seem not in our favor.
You notice my smile, my grin is a little too toothy to be genuine happiness, more like nervousness, possibly pure terror.
Yep, totally meant to do that. Stirs a little bit.
Yep.
So those of you, now that you have the luxury to look about a bit, what you see is a cave, an abandoned campsite. This whole area has been frozen over, including the materials within. You see a charred remains of a campfire and 3 torn out pages, one partially burned. Um, Seems to be really old and beyond the time frame of you expect of these fishermen that have wandered into this cave.
I'll inspect the ashes and the fire.
Alrighty. So the ashes, they are damp. They have been here for quite a long time. Longer than at least a month.
So no sign of where the smell is coming from then.
No, as you cross through here, you notice it came from further on down the frozen river.
Right.
Just seemed that some of the you rolled so well in your perception, you're able to try smell it a bit through the one cave. But it came crossed through this river.
What are these pages?
Alrighty. When you look at them, they are written in Dwarvish.
Ooh.
Mivis?
That.
This looks like your expertise.
I picked one up and I kind of like squint, kind of put the paper a little bit further away, and trying to measure out exactly the length, and boom, okay, I can read it.
Alrighty. Demand Ruin step a little bit closer.
Here's
So, yeah. So with dark vision, you can read it. But with dark vision, without a light source, the only thing you see is black and white. And in dim light, I think you have disadvantage on perception checks while looking through dim light, I believe. Dark vision helps you see, but not perfectly though. But as you read through it, it is a very crammed page full of very small letterings. Lots of fluff. Seems the person was exploring these caves and taking extenuous notes as he could. Reading through it, you find a few noteworthy passages. One of them simply says... Actually, I'm not going to voice the letter. Here you go, you guys read this.
Okay.
As we get into the letter, it is one, or rather, it's one for me, but it's our ending time. Are we gonna keep going for a little bit longer than normal, or are we pulling off here?
Let me finish this up. This is what you all read. A few noteworthy passages, something to kind of think about. One of which is to where did this person go that he left behind all of his stuff, even his journal pages. And this is where we would normally call it. Something to sort of think about. How's everybody feeling? Does we want to keep going, or does people have to dip?
I'm fine either way, so whatever everyone else's needs are.
I'm okay keeping going. I was planning on stopping at this point, though.
Alrighty.
I'm fine either way for whoever else wants to do anything else.
I also don't mind stepping out
Way.
and having you run rune or whatever. I have to step out. I don't want to stop people from playing. That's the main thing.
No, this is the time we would end. I only go forward if everybody wants to go forward. So this is the end.
This is not the week for me, unfortunately. I had some mouth work done today, so I'm a little off on the.
Oh no, you're fine, man. I'm not gonna push
stuff.
people to play past this point.
Yeah, I think I would play with the whole group. I don't mind stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this
Sorry,
is.
guys, I have to call it here today.
No,
No,
that's totally fine.
It's
Yeah, man.
Especially at a
All good.
natural stopping point.
I would way rather wait and have you here than play without you.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
totally.
exploring the rest of this cave, I believe, may take maybe a few more hours, and this is a good little break in the action. This is also, if Joey plays with us next time, probably a good place to bring a person in before we get to any real sort of trouble.
One
So
could
I think this
easily
is
go
a
mad
good
in this
spot.
place.
Yeah, so we will end it here, and I believe if we read through these notes, we start to see this person uncover a bit about the cave. As I said, whatever happened to this dwarven explorer? Yet in this cave, kind of tucked away, hidden by himself, but still succumbed to whoever was in here, making you start to worry about whatever happened to the fisherman that also wandered in here. If a person who was prepared to be camped here and explore it is missing, then what has befallen our fisherman?
Right, and this singing granny.
Yep.
Dwarven explorer, huh?
Bum, bum, ba-dum.
The hot spring sounds pretty nice, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah, I was
yeah,
thinking that
Katarina's
too.
totally interested in that.
So for everyone, this is going to be the end of the stream. As well, anybody want to say anything? We did actually get a few viewers this time, and people talking in the chat.
Thank you,
Oh,
Chris.
how fun.
I had a blast.
No problem.
The one thing I would like to say to the viewers is I apologize for my character's accent. I am attempting
Exploring a
to
French.
exploring somewhere between French and Belgian, and I can't quite get either.
Oh, we.
It's not too bad. Not too bad.
I'm gonna keep practicing.
Jetu. Yeah.
I
Alright,
thought
yeah.
it was wonderful. You all did
Up-
great. Thank you.
One thing I pointed out that was pretty funny. We have a viewer called Lemon Juices, and we were talking about needing some lemon juice for our cooking.
Oh,
Wonderful.
that's hilarious.
Yep.
That's awesome.
We needed you, lemon juice.
Alrighty.
Alright,
Alright,
have a
the
nice
stream
night.
is